Hey traders, just wanted to look at Litecoin today. Got a new channel, new anchor points. Chose the two tops, right? 1 and 2 anchor points on the top, and then really 1, 2 on the bottom. But lining it up, it's perfect, right? Lines up everywhere, and so this is it, man. This is the channel, right? I mean, look, movement. Like you got to pivot and touch the 75% trend line, the heart line, the 25. Come on, man, right? Um, 25, heart line, 75. Oh, it's beautiful, right? Beautiful. Okay, so that's our trend we're in, the upsloping channel, and we could go as low as $94 and be okay. If we, decided to sell off more, which we could, but Bitcoin's trying to bullishly engulf right now, which is interesting, right? And actually, Litecoin looks a little bit better than Bitcoin on the oscillators. So we'll go into that in a sec. But first off, you're asking like, hey, what's up with the Fibonacci, man? All right, so I'm just looking from the major low to high, how far we've retraced. And funny enough, like Ethereum and like Bitcoin, Litecoin has also reached that 23% retrace. Okay, so they're all like retracing respectively and comparatively, I guess, right? All about the same from that high that they all had, with Litecoin being like 122. Can't even remember Ethereum, the exact number. Really, where was it? It Ethereum peaked out at like 275, and then Bitcoin was like 9100. Okay, so all retraced 23% of the way. But you could say, all right, that's the major low to high, but there's also this previous low to high, right? Very clear. There was a sell off and a very nice pivot point on the bottom to the top. We've retraced 38% of the way. All right, so we got confluence, right, from two different anchor points, the low point to the same high point, the low point to the same high point. All right, so 38% here, 23% there. All right, so if that's the case with the fibs in the shorter term, we've hit the golden retrace, right, between 87.80 and $100.89, and you're probably holding that because $100 psychological rounded number. But be mindful where we are now. Falling below the manufactured support we've created could be very bad. You really don't want to be falling below like $94, I don't think. Even though, again, you could fall all the way down to the bottom of the channel. It just, looking left, there's support. Lots of support over here, I guess, right? $89, $90. So that's pretty much your last line of defense, $90. After that, you're probably going to break down much lower, but that makes sense, right? So you've got old overhead resistance that is being used, that would be used as support near the bottom of the upsloping channel. All right, so big danger zone below that. Don't fall below that. So Litecoin should be fine to continue on up as long as it stays above those critical support levels, as long as Bitcoin wants to hold up some. But real quick, why did we stall? Why did we stop the rally? I mean, Bitcoin, of course, but it also had to do with, Fibonacci, I believe. Okay. So from our previous major discernible swing high to low on the daily time scale, we rallied on up and we touched the 62% retrace, $122, like perfectly. And then we just pulled back. All right. That's what happens. You reverse your price action at fib nodes. I mean, a lot of times. So, I mean, look at the 50% retrace right there. You sold off right after, just to bounce again, right? But when you bounced again after that first, rally, you showed lower levels of positive momentum on both oscillators on the daily time scale. High on price, higher high on price, lower levels of positive momentum, lower levels of relative strength, and hitting price action reversal. Well, you got it. But to the extent of how far we go, unknown. And normally it's not too bad in an uptrend, which we are clearly in. The Bulls have the ball here, man. Still. Okay, they've had the ball all year. So right now on the daily, you're bouncing off the 20-day moving average, bouncing off the heart line of the equidistant channel, which we've seen before, using it as resistance. Resistance. Hopefully you can stick as support, because it hasn't really ever before. All right, so yeah, but relatively new anchor points. Okay, so stay above 90. You're in a downtrend, in an uptrend, if that makes sense. You're in a more mid-term uptrend with a short short-term downtrend. In order to break this downtrend, you must break the downside resistance, which is not going to be that easy because we know we have lots of resistance above us. 110, 112 specifically, right? Lots of resistance here that must be broken, which we did break it, but we could never sustain prices above it before selling off again with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin began to correct a little bit, and that's a lot to do with Litecoin selling off. And that's okay, man. That's okay. Remember, you got to sell off eventually. I mean, Bitcoin has not really had a major sell-off since the beginning of the rally, and so it's going to come to a point where demand will dry up because people will just they won't see value in it anymore. They want to see value. They don't want to pay premium. Like, you keep running up and then up sloping in your consolidation, and you run up again. Big money is just going to look at that and be like, okay, this is not at all the price I want this at. I want a 60%, 62% retrace. I want a 50% retrace, 38% retrace on Bitcoin, and I'm not getting it. So remember, Bitcoin just hit the 23% major retrace finally. So I'll be, when I go live, we'll discuss Bitcoin more. But I hope you enjoyed this update on Litecoin that is in a short-term downtrend and a more mid-term uptrend, which is fine. Break the downside resistance to get back to business as usual of the midterm uptrend. And that's it, man. All right, break 110, 112. And don't break below 90, or you're probably screwed. So leave a comment in the description below if you enjoyed it. Catch me live. I go live 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern. Till next time, respect the TA.